Welcome back, everyone. Okay, today we are tackling something incredibly ambitious. We're going to take the massive, sprawling history of the United States and essentially distill it down into a rapid-fire explainer. We are looking at the entire history of America in roughly 60 seconds of reading time. We're going to fly through centuries of history, pulling out only the most essential structural pillars that actually built the nation. So, get ready and let's take this incredible ride.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 13. That's it. Just the number 13. You know, it is so easy to look at a global map today, see the sheer massive size of the United States, and just completely take it for granted. But the truth is, one of the world's most powerful countries began as merely 13 small colonies, just a handful of early settlements clustered on the eastern edge of this giant continent. Whenever we look at global superpowers, it's absolutely crucial to remember how easily we forget their incredibly humble, fragile beginnings. 13 is literally where this specific national structure begins.
I mean, think about the sheer scale of this transformation for a second. We're mapping out the forward momentum that took a small, localized presence of just 13 colonies and expanded it into a massive global superpower. How do you even get from point A to point B? What are the key catalysts that force that kind of unprecedented growth? Keep this exact concept in mind as we move forward, because it's the entire framework for our explainer today.
Let's move on and see how this builds. Part 1. Origins and 13 colonies before the United States.
Now, long before any European explorers showed up, this vast landmass was already home to millions of Native Americans. There were deeply established populations, thousands of distinct cultures, and highly complex societies speaking hundreds of different languages from coast to coast. This rich, deep-rooted human history existed way before the idea of America as a nation ever crossed anyone's mind.
So when does the paradigm shift? Well, in 1492, Christopher Columbus's voyage essentially kicks open the door to European exploration. That's the initial spark right there. Fast forward a bit to the 1600s, and Britain officially establishes those 13 colonies. The momentum builds rapidly from there, bringing us to a massive breaking point. 1776, the year those exact colonies declared their independence from Britain. In just a few historical beats, we go from initial exploration to colonization right to the absolute brink of revolution.
Which brings us to part 2, the fight for independence, giving birth to a nation.
Of course, breaking away from Britain was by no means instant. It required years of grueling war against what was, at the time, literally the most powerful military on the planet. The colonies had to fight immensely hard to back up their declaration. But ultimately, against massive odds, America successfully won its freedom. Those 13 colonies had officially transitioned into a completely independent, self-governing nation.
Moving right along to Part 3, Expansion and Civil War, the 1800s. So the crucial point here is this intense duality. On one hand, you have rapid, explosive continental expansion. The young country is constantly moving westward, tripling in size and drastically increasing its footprint. But then on the other hand, you have the devastating reality of the Civil War. This defining bloody conflict ended the brutal institution of slavery and managed to preserve the nation, keeping it united despite deeply entrenched divisions. It was the absolute crucible that redefined what the country was going to become.
Next up, Part 4, Becoming a Global Superpower, the 20th Century.
And this brilliantly illustrates the 4 key catalysts that built America's superpower status during this era. You have the massive global conflicts, bringing immense industrial might to both World War I and World War II. But it was also driven by unparalleled technological innovation. I mean, the country went from the first powered airplane flight to literally putting humans on the moon in less than 70 years. The space race perfectly encapsulates that sheer technological drive that catapulted the United States into a position of totally unprecedented global influence.
And that leads us to Part 5, the modern American era. Influence today. Today, the United States is known all over the world for its massive influence in technology, business, entertainment, and science. It's no longer just about territorial expansion or military might, right? It's about this immense cultural, economic, and digital reach that's likely impacting the very device you are watching this explainer on right now. The innovations born here literally echo across the globe in real time.
I want to leave you all with this really powerful summary quote. America's journey is one of revolution, growth, and constant change. From 13 tiny colonies clustered on a coast to a sprawling global superpower, the only true constant in this nation's history has been relentless, unstoppable change. So looking back at this incredibly rapid journey we just took,
I want to turn it over to you. What do you think was the absolute most important moment in American history? Was it the initial declaration, the Civil War, maybe the huge technological leaps of the 20th century? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this fast-paced explainer, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.